In this video, I'm going to show you the 11 Streets Roulette System, one of the most solid strategies for this game that has over 89% chance of winning at the first bet and over 99% in general. Is it really this safe? What are the pros and cons? Can you actually make money from it? Well, stick to the video until the end to find out. Welcome to Ninja Gamblers, the ultimate destination for quality casino content. Here you can find the latest info and strategies for roulette, blackjack, poker, slots, and more. If you want to stay ahead of the game and be best equipped to try and beat the casinos, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. In the link in the description of this video, you can also find a link to our Telegram channel where we share extra content that never makes it to YouTube. And you can also find a list of safe licensed casinos we recommend with free money bonuses that they offer. Today, we're going to see the 11 Streets Roulette System, an extremely powerful and interesting strategy to win at roulette. It is very interesting because with this, you have an 89% chance to win at the first spin of the wheel, 95% to win at the second, and 99% to win at the third. Interesting, right? But how does it work? And is it really that safe? What are the risks involved? Well, stick until the end of the video to discover all the pros and cons of this roulette method. I'm currently away from the UK, and I will play in a European casino with euros, but obviously, this method can be played with any currency. Dollars, pounds, euros, or anything else. Just make sure you're in a safe casino that is legal in your country. In fact, as usual, I must quickly warn you about playing in unlicensed online casinos, which can lead to legal and financial problems. Engaging in such casinos can be illegal in some places, and may expose you to scams, rigged games, and loss of money. These casinos often operate from tax havens and can vanish, leaving you with no way to retrieve your funds. We strongly suggest that you only play in certified online casinos, licensed by reputable agencies. You'll find a list of safe and verified casinos in your country in the video description below, many of which offer free bonuses to new players. For a secure gaming experience, stick to these trustworthy brands. Alright folks, here we are at the roulette table. Let me break down the method for you. As I mentioned earlier, while I'm currently at a European casino using euros, this method works just as well for online casinos in the UK, US, or anywhere else, using dollars, pounds, or any currency. Starting with a balance of 100 euros, my base bet is €1. I place this euro on the first street. This is a street, which means a row of 3 consecutive numbers. By doing this, I'm covering the numbers from 1 to 3 consecutive numbers, and if any of these numbers come up, I win €12. I then bet €1 on each subsequent street, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 12, and so on, covering all the numbers. Every street except the last one, which is 34 to 36. This way, I'm covered on most numbers. 1 through 33 out of 36 with an €11 bet, and I stand a chance to profit €1 11 out of 12 times. Let's save this bet so we can quickly access it when needed. Here's how. We create a new bet, and we'll label it 11. Let's spin. And there we have it, a profit of €1 from our €11 stake. Moving on, if we win, we can retrieve the bet using this button. Oops, we lost. When this happens, and if we're sticking to the simple 11 street system and not the 11 by 11, we can recover our loss by placing a bet equal to our loss, in my case, €11, on the opposite colour of the last outcome. So, I'll bet on black since red came up. This gives us a 48% chance to double the €11, recovering our loss. If we lose again, we'll keep doubling until we win and recover. This time, after 2 doubles, we've recovered and are back to where we started. Once you win, clear everything and revert to the base bet, which we'll retrieve from our saved bets, like this. Back to winning again. Another loss, so €11 on red this time. Always double on red. And it's a win! Now, let's retrieve our 11 streets bet. And we're back in the win. As you see, most times we win, precisely 89% of the time. So, we'll win our €1 much more often than we lose. However, a loss costs us not 1 but €11, which is why I use the doubling method to recover. Now, those of you who have been with this channel for a while will know all about this doubling strategy we use in many of the strategies I explained. The idea behind doubling is sound. The more you double, the less likely another doubling will follow, and eventually, the colour you bet on will land. Short term, this strategy seems to work great in my opinion, but there are inherent risks and issues. The more doublings you can afford, the safer it is. But the more you double, the more you risk, maybe just to recover a small initial bet. And remember, safety never reaches 100%. Even though a super long streak of doublings is unlikely, it's never impossible. For instance, if I could afford, say, 100 consecutive doubles, the chances of winning are incredibly high. Because I don't know about you, but a red coming up 100 times in a row without a black? Never heard of it. But as improbable as it sounds, it could, and I stress could, happen theoretically. Then you'd be risking a massive amount just to recover perhaps a €1 bet. Worth it? I'd say not. Especially since, okay, having 100 consecutive doubles seems nearly impossible, but if you've been doubling 100 times, you're essentially betting millions to win back €1. That's not realistic. So, if doubling works better short term than long term, the core idea is to use it as a last resort, a plan B. Therefore, we want to use barricade bets first, which have the highest possible winning chances, so that we don't have to go and recover much. That's why I love the 11 Streets Roulette system. You start with an 89% chance of winning right off the bat, so you only need to double in 21% of cases. Compare this to a simple martingale method like the mirrored martingale, where you double 52% of the time, and you instantly see the advantage. However, there's always a risk in doubling, no escaping that. Always set a stop loss to avoid crazy doubles just to recover a tiny amount. Now, there's an even more advanced strategy, the 11x11 streets method. Essentially, when you lose, instead of doubling, you bet 11 times the amount on each street of the board. So, in my case, it would be €11 for each street. This, instead of a 48% chance of winning on the second try, gives you a solid 89% chance even on the second round. So, 89% for the first, 89% for the second, totaling a 95.59% chance of winning in the first two tries. In my view, this is a leap forward compared to the standard 11 streets, but it has its issues since you're betting a lot more. I plan on doing a video specifically about the 11x11 streets method, but if you want it sooner rather than later, drop a comment. Alright folks, while we've been chatting, my balance has climbed from 100 to €130, so about €30 in 6 minutes. Obviously, in every play this is different, but this one is a solid game. So, what do I think of this method? I believe it's a very valid roulette system, with higher chances of winning than many others. However, it does have its risks, those associated with the classic martingale, which, even though they're much more mitigated compared to a simple martingale, still persist. Personally, I prefer the 11x11 streets, but I understand that playing the 11x11 requires slightly higher budgets, so if someone wants to risk less, the simple 11 Streets Roulette method is certainly very valid. Very soon I'll post new videos about new strategies, including the 11x11 streets, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do it now to not miss out on new content. I also remind you that in the link in the description, you can find a list of safe and certified online casinos in your country, which I recommend using if you want peace of mind and to avoid scams, rigged games, or even playing in illegal casinos in your country and having trouble with the law. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you soon, ninjas.